Hey everyone, so I know I haven't done a video in a while. I've been pretty busy, and to be honest, I've kind of been putting it off because I don't necessarily like to talk about myself, if that really makes sense. I mean, I started vlogging because I wanted to be able to share my experience as a young mom and be able to connect with people that can relate and are going through similar things, similar situations, and but to be honest, I really don't like sharing a lot of things about my personal life. I don't know. It's just always been that way, and so but it's good for me to be able to have a release too, and you know, have some way to document, my young adult life in some ways, and be able to share and connect, like I said. And so I've been putting off doing this video, but I really did. I wanted to do this video because I think it's important. I think it's good for me to have that release and be able to have people watch it, and if it helps, and if it, if someone else can relate to what they're, what I'm going through, and it's good. And I wanted to be able to do that to share, and that's why I started vlogging in the first place. So I wanted to do this video specifically because I turned 21 last week. I know, it's 21. I guess it's a pretty big deal. It didn't really feel like a huge thing to me, I guess, and I think for a lot of people my age, turning 21 is a huge milestone. And, a lot of people right now are like, wait, you're only 21? And I can totally get it. A lot of people I know that may not necessarily know me very well think that I'm a lot older than I am. And that makes sense because I surround myself with older people, not necessarily out of choice, but just because I just end up having friends that are older, and so people just automatically assume that I'm around the same age. And so I kind of stopped telling people how old I was unless they asked. And because I feel like it always gets awkward because it's like, oh, you're 20 something and you have a little daughter, and I mean, there's some sort of a stigma that goes with being young and having a kid, and people in my group of, social group don't really necessarily relate to it because most people don't have kids, or if they do have kids, they're way older. And so I think that I'm in this really small niche kind of group of people that are young and have kids and have to work, and um, not a lot of people that I know can relate to what I'm going through. And so, yeah, and that's why I started vlogging, because I wanted to connect with other people that go through something similar. And so, anyways, back to turning 21. I think it's a huge milestone for a lot of people my age. It's like you're 21, you can do pretty much basically anything that an adult can legally do, and it's exciting, especially when you don't have kids. You have your whole life ahead of you, and it's exciting. You could party, you can drink, you can go out to the bars, and it's fun. It's really cool, and I think that it's a really huge transitional state in your life when you're, going from a teenager into a young adult into adulthood, and you know you're deciding and you're figuring out what you want to do with your life. And in some ways that has happened for me. I think having a kid has kind of put certain things off. And I'm not necessarily bitter about it. It's not like I have a kid, I can't party, boo hoo. It's like, I think in some ways, to put it better, I think that I've just had to reprioritize my life. And, it's not like I really party anyways. I was never really super social, super, party animal, super, like going out and, doing things like that. And so turning 21 for me was like more of, I'm officially, an adult now. It's not like, I think having a kid at 19, 20 years old, it's kind of, I had to grow up really fast. It's like I turned 18 and, I moved straight to Seattle. Basically, I started going to school. Everything was awesome. I was finally free. I didn't live with my parents. Well, technically, I still lived with my parents sometimes. But I had a house in Seattle that I lived with roommates, and I met my boyfriend in the house that I lived in. He lived upstairs, and things just happened really fast for me. It's like I turned 18, I moved to Seattle, I started going to school, and this whole chain of events happened. I had 1 year basically of, freedom, I guess, so to speak. Graduated high school, I started going to fashion school, I, you know, had all of these things that I was looking forward to doing. I was finally free. I could do, basically anything I wanted to. I, I was living on my own, and I finally felt like I was my own person. And then, certain things happened. I got pregnant, and life kind of went on hold for a while, and I had to grow up really fast. Being 19 and pregnant, it was tough. And I think I finally, the past few years, I finally been able to in some ways, come to terms with everything that's happened. And I grew up so quickly, and you have all these huge changes, and it's not like I'm bitter. I don't resent having a kid. It's just more of like you had to reprioritize your life. And in some ways, I think that my life has become fuller with having a kid. And, I feel like I've been able to more so focus my direction. And I think it's really actually helped me in some ways. Having a child young, yeah, in some ways it kind of sucks, but in other ways it's great. You have a kid, and I am so happy. I feel like I've more found myself. I found, it's kind of been tough the past few years, but I finally feel like I am fitting into where I need to be. I am at this point in my life where I'm a young adult, and you know, I still am free. I can do anything that I still want to do. And, now that Sophia is older, she's, 15 months old now, which is crazy. This whole year, 2 years has gone by so fast. And I think, turning 21, it's not that huge of a deal to me anymore, I guess. I think when I was younger, 18 years old, it's like, I wish I was 21. I want to go out and party and all that stuff. And now, at this point in my life, I feel like, if I went back and told my 18-year-old self where I would be at 21, I would have never believed it. And it's kind of crazy how quickly things can happen, and how quickly things can change, and how quickly my priorities have changed. And so I think that, you know, I'm still excited. I'm still so young. I still have so much to look forward to. And I feel like a lot of the time you have that stigma when you become a young mom or a young parent. People think, wow, you had a kid so young, your life is over. And I don't think that's true. I think that, you make your life what it is. And I think that you can still do anything that you want to do. I'm still pursuing my dreams. I'm still pursuing my passions, I did have to rearrange my life a little bit. I'm not exactly where I thought I would be at 21, but I'm still there. I'm still working towards my goals, and I think that's still what's important. And yes, my daughter is still the biggest, most important thing in my life. But you also have to take time for yourself, and you also have to find that balance in your life of, raising a kid, being so young, being on your own, also having to worry about paying bills and working and having a relationship, having a partner, and, finding all of these balances with friends, with life, with family, with your own pursuits. It's so important to stay balanced and to stay in a good support system. And I think that I really have that with my family. they're so helpful, and my boyfriend is supportive, and we've had rough patches, but we're working through it, and I think now we've kind of come out of that dark valley in some ways, and I'm finally starting to look forward to things again in some ways, and so it's really exciting. And so I'm kind of starting to ramble, but I really did want to share and talk about all the things that have been going through my mind. And turning 21, it's a huge deal in some ways, but it's also been a time of reflection for me and appreciation of everything that I have in my life, and I'm really excited. Last week was kind of my birthday, and I wasn't really able to do a lot of things. I went out for a little bit. A friend of ours invited us to a show, and that was kind of fun to be able to kind of live back, those moments of before I had a kid, and enjoy my time. And my parents watched Sophie for the weekend, and they're watching her again. I just dropped her off with my mom this morning, and I'm really appreciative of my parents of still letting me kind of have this time to myself. And so I'm super excited. I'm gonna go out with my friends tonight. I'm gonna get dressed up and you know have fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. And you know, it's exciting. A lot of the times, most people my age, most people in my group of friends don't have kids, so they can't necessarily relate to everything that I'm going through. And, I don't expect them to understand some of the issues and you know, some of the things that I go through and the things that go through my mind. But, it's really important, like I said, to have such a support system, and I feel like I do have that, and I'm able to pursue my dreams and still strive for everything that I want. And I in no way feel bitter or resentful towards my kid. I love her to pieces. And I think the whole thing that I'm trying to encompass here is that turning 21, it's a huge deal. I'm really excited. I'm so excited for my life still. I have so much to look forward to, and in no way has having a kid stopped me from being able to do everything that I want to do. And, like I said, you have to prioritize, you have to arrange your life in some ways, but your life doesn't stop after having a kid. And having a kid young, yeah, that comes with its own set of challenges, but you make your life what it is, like I said, and you have so much to look forward to. And I have so much to look forward to, and I've talked so much, and so I think I'm done. I want to stop this video and just post it before I change my mind. And so hopefully some people kind of took away everything from this huge ramble that I've had, and kind of can understand what I'm going through a little bit more. And I did want to share this because, yeah, it's it doesn't feel like big of a deal to me, but it's still a big deal turning 21. And so, yeah, that's it. I've talked way too much, and I probably bored a lot of you. So thanks for watching. I do still post a lot of things. I do have my Sophia 365 project. It's still running strong. If you go to my blog On My Mind, .wordpress.com, and you can check out all the photos that I take of her. I'm pretty much taking a picture of her every day for a year, and so we're almost at the 3-month mark now, which is pretty cool. And so hope you get a chance to check that out if you haven't already. And thanks again for watching. I promise I'm going to start posting more videos regularly. I have so many things I want to talk about, and so yes, thank you for watching. I'll see you all very soon. And yeah, for everyone that's graduating and partying and everything this today and the next few weeks, have fun and be safe. And yeah, bye.